Hey everyone! So today we're going to look at a patch of the night sky that honestly seems a little faint, maybe even unremarkable. It's the constellation Coma Berenices. But you really can't let its subtlety fool you, because this isn't just some random spray of stars. No, this is a story that connects ancient royalty to the very fabric of our universe. And it all kicks off with one pretty wild question. The answer, believe it or not, is hiding right there in that faint constellation. We're about to go on a journey that starts with a queen's desperate sacrifice, moves on to a ghostly galactic collision, and then leads us to the discovery of a substance that makes up most of our universe, but remains completely and utterly invisible. All right, so our story doesn't start in deep space. Nope. It starts way back in ancient Egypt, with a real person and an act of love and devotion that was so powerful, it got immortalized in the heavens forever. Now that sounds beautiful, right? But this wasn't just some poetic line. These words were actually a brilliant, last-ditch effort by a court astronomer to solve a life-or-death royal crisis. So just picture this scene, okay? The pharaoh goes off to war, and his queen, Berenice, she makes this sacred vow, bring him home safe, and shall sacrifice her famous, beautiful hair. Well, he comes back victorious, and she makes good on her promise. She cuts her hair, places it on the altar, and the next day, it's gone. Poof, vanished. The king is furious, the temple priests are, you can imagine, terrified, and then in steps the quick-thinking astronomer Conon. He saves everybody by pointing to the sky and declaring the gods themselves were so moved they placed her hair among the stars. To this day, it's the only constellation named for a real historical person. Okay, so let's fast forward from ancient legend to modern astronomy and see how this patch of sky became one of the most important places for scientists to look. This is where the story really goes cosmic. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a really dusty room. If you try to look across it, your view is all hazy and blocked. But if you look straight up at the ceiling, the view is much, much clearer. Well, Coma Berenices is basically our celestial ceiling. When we look towards it, we're looking up and out of the dusty, crowded plane of our own Milky Way galaxy, giving us this perfectly clear window into deep, intergalactic space. And this amazing vantage point actually has an official name. It's the North Galactic Pole. It's located right there in Coma Berenices, and it gives us a front-row VIP pass to the universe beyond our own galaxy. So what do we get to see through this crystal-clear window? Well, it turns out, we're looking into one of the most jam-packed neighborhoods in our cosmic vicinity, a true treasure chest of galaxies. First up, we see the edge of our nearest galactic supercity, the Virgo cluster. It's this sprawling metropolis of over 1,000 galaxies, and our window in Coma Berenices gives us a perfect view of its northern suburbs. And this neighborhood, let me tell you, has some pretty famous residents. You've got M100, which is just this classic, picture-perfect spiral galaxy. Then you've got its kind of messy neighbor, M99, whose arms look all ragged, probably from a past gravitational tussle. And then there's a real cosmic rebel, M98, which is actually flying towards us, completely defying the universe's overall expansion. Okay, now for one of my absolute favorites, M64, the Black Eye Galaxy. It's gorgeous, but it totally looks like it's been in a fight. And as it turns out, it has. This galaxy is hiding a seriously violent past. So here's the absolutely wild part. Astronomers figured out that the stars and gas in the outer part of this galaxy are spinning one way, while the dusty inner part is spinning the exact opposite way. I mean, that's just cosmic chaos. The only way this can happen is if M64 is the result of a galactic merger. It literally ate another, smaller galaxy, and what we're seeing today are the messy, counter-rotating leftovers. Incredible, right? But let's look even deeper through our window, way past the Virgo cluster. Because it was right here, in Coma Berenices, that our entire understanding of the universe was turned on its head, forever. Far, far beyond the Virgo cluster lies an even bigger city, the Coma cluster. This thing is a true galactic megalopolis, home to thousands of galaxies, all gravitationally bound together, about 320 million light-years from us. So, back in 1933, an astronomer named Fritz Zwicky was studying this cluster. He was looking at the light from its galaxies, and he noticed something that just seemed impossible. They were all moving at these tremendous speeds. So fast, in fact, that the gravity from all the visible stuff, all the stars and gas, shouldn't have been nearly enough to hold them together. The entire cluster should have ripped itself apart millions of years ago. This chart just shows the problem perfectly. See this little bar? That's the gravity Zwicky could account for from all the stuff we can see. The stars, gas, the whole shebang. But the gravity he calculated was needed to keep the cluster from flying apart was this much, much bigger bar. There was a huge amount of mass just missing. So Zwicky came up with this radical, almost unbelievable idea. He suggested there must be some kind of invisible hidden mass providing all that extra gravity. He called it Dunkle Materia, which is German for dark matter. It was an idea so out there that it was basically ignored for decades. But you know what? He was absolutely right. And here's why this is such a huge deal. Today, we think that 85% of all the mass in the entire universe is made of this mysterious dark matter. The stars, the planets, you, me, everything we've ever seen, we are just the tiny 15% sliver of what's really out there. And that revolutionary idea was born right here, just by looking through the window of Coma Berenices. But the scale of this story, believe it or not, it doesn't even stop there. We can zoom out one last time to see where the Coma cluster fits into the grandest scheme of all. It turns out the Coma cluster isn't just floating around on its own. It's a key hub, a major junction in a colossal cosmic web called the CFA2 Great Wall. I want you to think of it like a vast glowing thread made of thousands of galaxies stretching over 500 million light-years across the void. It's one of the largest things humanity has ever discovered, period. So there you have it. A journey that started with a lock of a queen's hair, became a clear window into deep space, and led us to the discovery of the invisible dark matter that literally holds our entire universe together. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other huge, universe-changing secrets are just waiting for us, hiding out there in the quietest, faintest corners of our night sky?